Thank you for tuning into Abundant Moments. I remember hearing a story years ago about a gentleman who would walk to and from work. And he worked midnight, so when he got off it was dark and he would have to walk around this whole big field because he didn't want to walk through it. Well, one night he was in a hurry and needed to get home, so he decided he was going to walk through this field. Although he wasn't sure what was there, he heard that there was a couple of drop-offs, but he was going to be cautious. And as he was walking, all of a sudden his foot began to slip and he could feel that he was falling down a cliff. So he immediately reached up and grabbed a hold of a branch that was on the tree. And he began to cry out to God and said, "God, if you're up there, God, please help me." And he heard this voice and it said, "Yes, I'm here." And he said, "Is that you, God?" And he said, "It's me." And he said, "What do you want me to do?" And he said, "Well, help me get off of this cliff." And so God spoke and said, "Do you trust me?" And he said, "Yes, I trust you." And God said, "Okay, then let go." And the man said, "Is there anyone else up there?" Well, as the story goes, the man held on all night long. He could barely hold on. His strength was weakening and leaving him. And finally, the sun come peeping up the next morning. He looked down to see how far he had to fall. And when he looked down, he saw he was about 9 to 12 inches from the ground. If he would have trusted God and let go, he could have been home sleeping, resting in his bed. But instead, he didn't trust God and he hung there all night long. I told that story for this reason. So many times in our lives, we do not trust God. We continue to hold on. And when the Lord speaks and says to let go, or he speaks and tells us what to do, sometimes we say, "Is there anyone else up there?" But I came by today to encourage you, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and do not lean to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Trust him today. Thank you for tuning in.